The cricketers come on the field. They all look very smart. Irapali Prasana, Gigi Boy and Wadeka, Krishna Murthy and Vishnu Makad. Them boys could well play cricket on any kind of wicket. They make the West Indies team look so bad. We was in all kind of trouble. Joey Carew pull a muscle. Clive Lloyd get about 3 run out. We was in trouble without a doubt. It was Gavaskar, the real master, just like a wall. We couldn't out Gavaskar at all, not at all. You know the West Indies couldn't out Gavaskar at all. Venkataraghavan, Bedi in a turban, Vijay Jaishima, Jayantilal. They helped to win the series against the West Indies at Sabina Park and Queen's Park Oval. 158 by Kanai really sent our hopes up high. Noriega 9 for 95. The Indian team, they still survive. It was Gavaskar, the real master, just like a wall. We couldn't out Gavaskar at all, not at all. You know the West Indies couldn't out Gavaskar at all. Janjurani, Solka Abidali, Dilip Sadesai and Vishwanath. They make West Indies bowlers look like second-raters when those fellows came out here to bat. West Indies tried holder and keep voice. They had no other choice. They even tried with Newton Dow, but a short and sorry they bring him now. It was Gavaskar, the real master, just like a wall. We couldn't out Gavaskar at all, not at all. You know the West Indies couldn't out Gavaskar at all. Desmond Lewis, also Charlie Davis, they take a little shame from out we face. But Sobers as a captain, he won plenty coaching before we cricket end up in a disgrace. Beatty here that he became a father, he catch out whole hog in the cover. But when Sobers here, he too had a son, he make duck and went back in the pavilion. It was Gavaskar, the real master, just like a wall. We couldn't out Gavaskar at all, not at all. You know the West Indies couldn't out Gavaskar at all. You know the West Indies couldn't out Gavaskar at all. You know the West Indies couldn't out Gavaskar at all.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, those of you listening to us wherever you are in the U.S. I understand that we still do have some callers or listeners from Africa. Good evening to those listening to us in Trinidad and Tobago on your way home from work. Some of you just arriving at work. Some of you are looking at us on the live, and some of you are listening to us on the radio. Good evening. This is the Third Empire Show. My name is Stephen Matheson, and with me is our visiting umpire, Mr. Gerard Llanos.
I thought I passed this visiting stage already.
No, well, I mean, you could be whatever you
I could be what I want to be.
whatever you want to be. So, good evening, and it's a pleasure here today. Was a kind of, I know some of you were waiting on us, waiting for the show to start, and waiting on us patiently. We are not always tardy. Sometimes we arrive late because of what we do and
Save anywhere.
and our commitments during the day. So, but we try to do our best to be here still, and today is no different. As you know, this is a show coined in cricket analogy, and we very often look at what's happening in the news, and we try to tell you, we try to analyze it for you, to give you our take on, you know, the cricket. Right? So we look at the batting side, who is the government, and we also look at the bowling side. I say both of them, batting and bowling, but we look at it like that. So we've lost an hour in the show already, and there's a lot to discuss, but we respect and admire your participation in this game as observers and as persons in the pavilion. So obviously you can call us at any time. Our number is 342-0081 and 466-5391. Certainly you can call us anytime and raise any issue that you may have. The most topical issue in Trinidad and Tobago today, and while there are many, and we say sometimes we try to come off crime boy, Llanos boy. It's difficult to do that when there are so many. To me, like every day you have something that is so critical that you had to discuss, and I'm sure this has been dominating the airwaves today, and that is the revelation or the confession by the family member, which is the stepfather of the little Angelo, confessing that he would have strangled the baby and dumped him.
What confession is that, sir?
Huh?
What confession is that, sir?
Well,
You're not keeping up with your news?
Well, no. What I'm saying is, we knew that, but I didn't even know it was strangled. The first thing I hear was body slamming.
Wait.
Go ahead.
Good afternoon to the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service.
Good afternoon.
And we would have heard our Honorable Police Commissioner state in a press conference today, using his exact words, that a report of a confession did not come from the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service.
Okay.
So,
But I talking from what I saw in the newspaper.
I know, but I just saying the latest twist in the saga is that the police commissioner has suggested, and furthermore, he acting surprised, like what confession you talking about? That didn't come from the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service.
Okay.
Suggesting that either the confession didn't exist, or the suggestion, looking at it live, is that the confession didn't exist.
Okay. So, what was the value of that, if in fact that is what happened?
Well,
if in fact the gentleman killed the little boy, what value is how he did it, or how he found out, or whatever?
well, I could say to you that at this moment, the public has even less clarity. Because I would say that yesterday, with somebody saying, well, or the news saying that it is alleged that we have closure. The stepfather has admitted to a murder, and we could confirm that the child is dead. That a part of the mourning process of the country is going on, could move on to another stage. But now when a day later, no less than the commissioner of police says that that confession, or suggests that that confession, no, says that that confession is a fiction, it now leaves the public back in a gray zone in terms of what to think and how to feel.
I don't know. Is that another day
exactly,
another day
exactly.
in
Correct
Trinidad?
answer. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know
another
either.
day in Trinidad and Tobago. But
Another day in Trinidad and Tobago.
I don't know what to say about this. I was reading another article about this cyclist who, some days after, he would have called family members and the police to let them know that he was chopped and it was a robbery or something like that. They found him hog-tied in the river. I think it's the Caroni River.
When this happened?
This happened a few days ago, apparently. And they chop him up, as a matter of fact, tie him up and chop him up and throw him in the river. So this is the nature of Trinidad and Tobago today. And a day doesn't go by when you don't hear about a murder like this. And it makes you wonder every day, what is going on here? Why this is happening? You know, and of late, we kind of like moving away from we kind of feel like we're moving away from the kind of like drugs and gang-related crimes, although I don't know if it is, but people, seemingly innocent people, seemingly persons who are normally live their life normal and, you know, mundane and that kind of thing, getting caught up in this crossfire. So people, home invasions and, you know, that kind of thing, and that is close to home.
It is.
That is very, very, very serious. And I mean, so much we've spoken to that over the months or on this program. I don't know what to say about it again. I really don't know. I mean, it is really heart-rendering hearing these kind of activities, these things happening to people who you may know, people right around you, in your area sometimes, and it's sad, it's serious, and it's close to home.
Indeed.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know what to say about that again, because I mean, we've said so much about that and other things. Is, you know,
While north, south, east, west.
yes. I saw the Meteorological Service is also saying that we should probably brace ourselves, because while it is very hot, and it seems to be a normal hurricane season, we are approaching a normal hurricane season, they are saying that it is very possible that we could get some serious floodings and that kind of thing, and that stands to reason. If the place is this hot, you know, when water comes and so many bushfires and, you know, that kind of thing, burning all the shrubs and the roots and that kind of thing from the that is holding the earth, it is very safe to assume that when those heavy downpour comes, we could have some serious landslides and floods and that kind of thing. What do you think? What do you think is the remedy for that? What do you think we could do to safeguard ourselves from those kind of things?
Well, truthfully, so if you hang around engineers, engineers will tell you that our problem is that we've covered a lot of our soil with concrete. We pave our yards, we build our drains,
That too.
etc., etc., etc. So the capacity for the earth to absorb water runoff is
Limited.
already severely compromised by just our infrastructural development. And no amount of drain could carry that amount of water when that water comes. So part of it is definitely structural, and I mean the flooding is inevitable in those instances when a certain amount of rain. So there's that idea of 5-year rain and 10-year rain and 25-year rain and that kind of thing, 100-year rain. There's certain volumes of rain that come around, and there are classifications of that rain in engineering and in meteorology. But we help ourselves along nicely because we just throw everything in the drain kind of way.
You're telling me?
Yeah.
So
And I mean the maintenance doesn't help when we are tardy with clearing the waterways, desilting the waterways, widening the waterways, etc. So I see around the country.
But I'm seeing a lot of works in terms of drainage and
Lots of
rivering and
drainage,
that
lot of prep.
thing
and
taking
I-
place.
And I feel like anything you could do to make one less person house flood, and in worst case scenarios, for instance, in Greenville,
Yes.
we lost people
That was in 2018.
somewhere there.
Yeah.
So we lost people when those high level rains came. So I believe preparation, if preparation helps us save one life or one home or one car, it's absolutely worth it. But if we understand the mechanics behind what causes flooding in Trinidad and Tobago, it's not if, it's when, and when it's when, I would say that personal preparation for businesses or individuals, for homeowners, whatever the case is the difference between a bad day and an irretrievable loss.
You know, it's interesting that you said what you said there.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we go about our lives normal. We don't really have a 100% good disposal system, right? Because in large countries, you have actually disposal networks system. So you have glass go in one bottle and one thing. You have timely removal of garbage, and then you have timely this. You have also timely disposal. So, but people pay for that. In Trinidad and Tobago, we you could say we pay indirectly because we pay taxes and that kind of thing, but they pay taxes there too. But they have targeted systems that allows for you to pay for your garbage removal and that kind of thing, right? And even in Miami and Florida and that kind of thing, I've seen that happening. And what we do is that we, as you said, all about is concrete, but more than that, the drains are the waterways are very small, and we are a country where we live to expect rain. So one thing we sure to have is rain and sun,
Rain.
right? Every year.
Yeah.
And the thing is, we have no discipline as it relates to littering and that kind of thing. A man will have, I've driving down the road, so what is it? I see a man just throw a bag out the car, just so,
Yeah.
on the side of the road. It's normal for people to do that. Well, it's almost normal for people to do that.
Normal.
Which is why I
We'll
was...
say almost normal.
Yeah, normal. Which is why I was kind of like happy when I heard that the lady was charged the other day, but the fine was only $200. You told me it was $1,000. It was $200. She was charged $200.
She was charged with
No, I think the court fined her $200
God bless them.
for something like that.
Yeah.
For littering. But the thing is, that's messages like that needs to be sent, because as simple as one of those plastic bottles, and maybe plastic bottles companies who doing these things had to start to be fined or held to higher responsibility in terms of collecting. Maybe they should pay 25 cents to collect back the bottles and that kind of thing.
Well, I would like it maybe. I don't know if Blue Waters is one of them, but if you read a solo beverage, not solo beverages, if you read a SM Jalil bottle, you will see that it's already printed that it's a returnable bottle. When I go across the places like Norway, what you have is in every store, you can go and you can shred your plastic bottles and get cash in hand.
Right.
You know? So there are systems in place.
And
But
these are the kind of systems we have to put in place. But it must be very
Hey.
poignant kind of initiatives that makes it known to everybody, right? So if you incentivize it, then it might be easy for people to um to use that kind of system to prevent littering and that kind of thing, because clearly plastic bottle, when you see floods and thing, one of the things you see most prominent block is tree branch and that kind of thing, and
Yeah.
Styrotex and plastic bottle
Styrotex and plastic.
and
Go in
plastic
our
bottles,
place.
right? Because those things create blockages, and if we understand that, then we will have less problems with what we have. But we have to have a system, a targeted system to deal with that, and that is something all the road works and the river works and that kind of thing we've seen being done now. That will certainly help, but it will not help as if, because we use a lot of plastic bottles. Everybody uses these things every day, and therefore it is difficult to understand why we're not seeing systems being put in place to deal with that kind of littering and that kind of thing. I mean, we have it, but anybody enforcing it, I don't know.
I think that some of these systems are difficult to implement, again, because of our politics. And our politics, not necessarily from the politician end, but from the voter end. There are many people who have an issue with anything that carries our level of accountability and our level of orderliness up. Some people have a great difficulty with that. And a politician has to make a decision about the terms and conditions on which they would like to piss off their voters. And we've seen...
That doesn't make sense to me, though.
It doesn't. I agree, it doesn't make sense. But the heart of the issue is there are many issues that we could fix as a country that are not favorable as it relates to what the public wants or what the public will object to. And as a result, things don't get done. For instance, the renewable energy situation.
You what?
The renewable energy situation. You know, we've been fighting against that renewable energy situation for years, because people find, but if current's so cheap, why it is we doing solar? Why it is we doing wind? People have been ready to invest billions of dollars into waste energy projects in Trinidad and Tobago. I've been in the middle of a few of those projects. Well,
not just here, all over the world. The US and but is the main culprit of that. China, you know, about probably about 35% of China energy is renewable energy.
You know, Hong Kong doesn't waste a scrap of garbage. Just burn oil for energy. Not a scrap, nothing. And they take the ash and they make islands and full landfills and make developments with it. So the approach is to make Trinidad and Tobago a great country. You have people like me, for instance, all the time who bringing them up. And I think there are politicians who want to give them life. And I know that there are stakeholders who like things exactly the way they are.
For good reason.
Well, for their good reasons. Yeah.
Everybody sees profit in something
Correct.
that they are accustomed doing, and they don't really want to move away from that, because, it upsets the status quo for them.
Indeed.
And you have to rethink your strategy as to how you make profits and how you earn income.
I want to use a really good example here, because AI close to my heart. So the Ministry of Education says, we go in and see how it is we can incorporate some AI and some devices into a new wave of education. We could go in and try and give, they didn't say education 4.0, but I only want to believe they're giving education 4.0 a try. Yeah, and people up in arms, they're trying to shut down the bookstore. Children need to read more from the paper book and da.
Well, there are also research that as we go in there, there are also research that says otherwise with respect to that paper thing. I was looking at some research that talks about the challenges with that, and it was saying that moving away from that system, the system of paper books and more digital may not necessarily be a good idea because if you look at most people, they rather browse rather than if you are reading a book, you would stay focused and just read, that passage or learn something from that. And children are more a kind of browsing culture than just focused reading and that kind of thing.
Is that good or a bad thing?
Well, it's a bad thing for education.
You feel so?
Yeah, well, I mean, they've said, the research have said that in places like the first world countries like Norway and that kind of thing.
So I have a different view on that, and the view is very simple. Whether in the workplace, whether in academics, definitely going into the future of business.
I'm not saying you can't blend it, blending the system like this. You remember I was talking about a system with the students in Chicago that they developed this initiative where they were going to have teacherless classrooms, and I think it's for a few hours of the day, children were exposed to AI in class and they were learning from computers and that kind of thing. And then the other part of the day they were doing like workshops, right? But they were doing like more the developmental maths and sciences and languages and that kind of thing through the AI system. And so that is something that they are now, in certain parts of Chicago, they are now exploring, right? But in terms of going fully AI and not necessarily fully AI, but fully digital textbooks and that kind of thing, I'm not too sure how that is going to work. While that may have its advantages in terms of cost and that kind of thing, it may have some disadvantages.
Well, I mean, people are upset about it, but you know what? Every year, poor families spending $2,000 per child.
Well, yeah, that to me is a problem.
And then on top of that, you're loading up a little child. Poor fella must be not a good 3 feet tall, 3.5 feet tall. You're loading him up with this massive bag to carry books. And you know what? At the end of the year, you can't even pass those books on to a younger child.
Not only that, at the end of the day, you know what book you read. I mean,
yeah. So, I mean, I often say that when I was in secondary school, I very often used to go to school with a notebook.
Very often?
Used to go to school with a notebook.
No textbook?
Yeah, I was about a textbook life.
You was not?
I was not about a textbook life.
Okay.
And while I wasn't a straight A student, I was not done either. I got my subjects. And I mean, some people, I suppose, need to read the books. But I just saying
So how you got the education? You never read Biting and Backfire and Ways of Sunlight and
I read some books.
And
I read some books.
Yeah, in San Fernando and
I never read the in San Fernando, and I always wanted to read it. Brighter Sun was...
the Black Jacobins and
read the Black Jacobins recently.
Columbus Castro and
Never did Columbus Castro. Yeah? Different set of books maybe in my generation. But definitely I did some reading. But what I'm saying is, I was never the guy toting the 30-pound bag on my back. And every year...
So how, I mean, you was in the era.
Well, let's break this down, sir. I am sitting with you on this wonderful radio station having high-level intelligent discourse. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah? That's what we do. And that was not as a result of me personally. Notwithstanding, I might be a little smarter than the average bear.
You're smarter than me.
I don't even want to answer that on radio. But, notwithstanding, I might be a little smarter than the average bear. I am saying that I am able to become a fairly high-functioning member of society, and I was able to do that despite the fact that I personally wasn't taught no books. It didn't stop me from being a learner. It didn't stop me from being a thinker. It didn't stop me from being disciplined at whatever point in my life discipline was required. So
But reading the books and things doesn't make you a thinker, and that's a whole different sphere of everything. Because thinking requires that ability to not just what you read, to put it in practice, or to analyze it, or to make it, use it in other contexts, right? And so reading just give you perspectives, right? It doesn't necessarily make you a thinker.
it doesn't. It doesn't. But I don't want to use the word argue, but I would suggest that Trinidad and Tobago, there are certain businesses that are absolutely going to be affected. There are certain industries that are going to be
Right.
affected by a change or evolution from a book bag to a bag with a device. Or maybe not a bag at all, carry a device in your hand. There are people going to miss the good old days when 500 parents, or 1,000 parents, or 2,000 parents, each coming to spend $2,000 to prepare their child for a term.
What do you think about the full integration of AI? I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Why?
Because we live in a competitive world.
So the full integration of AI would make you more competitive.
This is the force multiplier here. Human beings no longer need to remember.
So you know,
They need
AI,
they need to assimilate.
you know, AI, and that whole metaverse and that kind of thing, that relates also to not just digitization, robotization, and everything, right? You understand that, right? And this is a transfer of knowledge from human beings to a system that can calculate and simulate and everything what we can do even 100 times, 1,000 times faster, a million times, a trillion times faster.
Yes.
Right? And you are saying
Yes.
that you have no problem with that.
I think we had to rush into it.
Huh?
We have to rush into it.
I have a serious problem with that. Because one of the things AI, I don't know if you ever thought about the gorilla effect of AI. And the gorilla effect is that it is suggested that man is a species of emanating from gorillas. And they have become so advanced that the gorillas are now at the mercy of man, because man could just make them extinct anytime. The same thing, the same evolution is what we have now with AI.
Correct.
So could you imagine we are in a situation where we are the gorillas and AI are us?
So you know who the gorillas are?
Who's the gorillas?
The people who don't want to use AI.
No, okay.
And the people,
Alright.
and the people,
Listen, this is not fire, no. This
is now.
This is what we. Why
This
I'm
is
thinking,
now.
Well, what I'm saying here, this is not far away.
This is
if
now.
you understand how advanced AI has become,
Yes.
right, where they could now put a chip in your brain and you could almost operate
We're not too far from that
I'm
right
just.
now.
What do you mean you're not too far? We there already?
Well, Elon Musk already have a chip in his
Right.
head.
So what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
you have to think about that whole gorilla effect situation, because could you imagine one day, because they haven't found a way to reverse that as yet, could you imagine one day we wake up,
Yeah.
right, and the AI and the robots and that kind of thing take over and they want to kill all of us? Just like we could want to
somebody-
kill all the gorillas. There has some disease and they say we gotta make all the gorillas extinct.
And it
Eh?
will never be. Remember
Could you
something.
reverse that?
Let me tell you something.
I just say it.
I
That's
say
a
it.
question I
And
put out there.
And I put the answer I'm giving you is, it will not be a computer on its own doing anything.
Okay.
What it will be is human beings who are AI fluent, AI integrated, AI powered.
No, listen. The way these systems are building now, what they're doing now with robots and things, they're making these things more sensible
Yes.
than you.
Yes.
They have access to all the data and all the information all over the world.
Yes.
And they could access it anytime. They could turn it on anytime. They could take it off anytime.
Yes.
They could tell you anything.
Yes.
That's what you want?
What I want and what I'm encouraging people to be. Remember this.
I don't want to be a gorilla, you know.
Remember, this is what I do.
Mhm.
Everybody out there who's hearing my voice and has ambition for the future, there's no future for a person who has taken and made a commitment to manual work or manual entrepreneurship or manual learning. There's no future for you. You will be as extinct as the dodo.
So,
In
so
short
when,
order.
So when they talk about the mark of the beast in Revelation,
Uh-huh.
maybe that's what I was talking about.
Maybe. Maybe. Who knows? But I could tell you
But
that
you have no problem with it.
my problem is with,
So you want Hardy Mark.
I do not monomark.
But
But I telling you something.
if you say,
Give yourself every advantage. That's what I'm saying.
alright, okay, I just put in something out there. Call us, if you're listening to us,
Yes.
3420081, you can certainly chime in this discussion. Very interesting
Mhm.
perspective of AI, and we were talking about the use of digitization and computers and AI and that kind of thing in the education system.
Mm-hmm.
But we went a little further to discuss or to look into the possibilities of an AI revolution, and that AI revolution replacing human beings.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the question that, you know, I would want to hear somebody in the world answer. Because we are moving breakneck speed in the direction of fully integrated AI.
We already there.
Breakneck speed.
We already there.
And we are not thinking too much about the consequences. Because certainly, a lot of billionaires will be formed from AI.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of billionaires have been formed, and a lot of billionaires are in the making,
Mhm.
especially in places like China and the very highly technological.
Billionaires loading.
Yeah. So, while they might be able to control it, what do you have to say?
I am saying.
We are listening. We are asking you to join us. We want to hear what you have to say.
I am saying, sir. I, Gerard Llanos, I'm not going to allow myself
To be a gorilla.
to be a gorilla.
Okay.
Yeah?
Alright.
And the only way to stop yourself from being a gorilla in this day and age is to make sure you are among those who's leveraging technology to do the best work of your life and to create things that add value to
I
your life.
have to say that,
Yeah.
I mean, I still work very hard
Yeah.
doing things the analog way,
Mm-hmm.
meaning writing my own letters, doing my own thing, doing my own grammar check and all that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sometimes not very good at it,
Mm-hmm.
but I know with AI systems, you certainly could reduce the amount of work you have to do. Like, you know, I do a lot of things like evidence and arguments and witness statements and all that kind of thing. A lot of writing, a lot of thinking, sitting down with a man, interviewing him, and then putting that information in a court document for a trial and that kind of thing. And that something I wish if I could have done it differently or quicker. And we know AI could do it, right? And we know that there have been lawyers in the past who was reprimanded for that. But
That's not why they were reprimanded.
eh?
That's not why they were reprimanded.
Right, but we know that. But I am wondering how maybe you could tell me how I could get more work done. That system
Mm-hmm.
that I don't know, it might have to go into my brain or something.
AI is always a reflection of the user.
Mm.
So the concept is
So give AI a
AI.
computer, tell them to go through all your documents, look at how you write, look how you think, and that kind of thing.
definitely.
And
And I mean, the technology. So what has happened in the past, I would say, let's say 10 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
It's very recent. Is a new class of system called the AI harness.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that is OpenClaw, and there's several other versions of
You
that.
want to spend a few days in my office, babe.
I'm telling you this long time, sir. And the thing about these things is, once you set it up, you could create an entire staff and just AI. One man.
So
NVIDIA.
okay, so you have a client
Yes.
who have a problem, who have a problem with a worker.
Yes, let's use that as a good example.
And that client tell you, well, look, listen, we have this worker who we spoke to him a couple times about a particular issue. He would have violated XYZ policies. We would have warned him, and recently we gave him a notice of investigation because of something he did. And after we did the investigation, we brought in an investigator. After we did the investigation, we found that we sent him to the tribunal, and he went through the tribunal, and we want to take a decision. We took a decision to terminate him. But he went to a union, and the union took us to the ministry, and the matter is now before the court. The court would have written to us, asked us to do evidence and arguments, and we have a CMC carded for XYZ date. I want to be able to do that. After I sit down, hear that interview, get all the information, the worker file, everything. How do I incorporate AI into providing all those court submissions?
So in the first instance, you want to make sure that the evidence is correlating and there are no anomalies, right? So the first thing I go in and do is I go in and pull in all my sources of evidence into one folder. I want to pull in my statements. If it is I have video footage, I want to pull in video footage. If I have documents, if I have receipts, if I have whatever I have, I want to drop that in there. And with that bank of data, I will start to question my data. How much?
So then I had to put in also past evidence and arguments,
Of
past
course.
witness statements
Of
and
course.
things on issues just like that, and that kind of thing.
Of course.
So the AI now the bot could now reference all those things.
Your
and,
data.
and design
But you know,
something.
but you know what you need at the end of the day? You need a Steve Matheson. Because the bottom line is
Because I had to go and stand up and argue with the matter.
all the AI does is help you to crunch data and make better decisions based on what's in front
So
of
it
you.
wouldn't write the
Well, definitely would
statement.
write it, but if you just tell, let me say you take a year one or a year zero, or somebody who doesn't have your trade dispute experience. For instance, myself, I feel like I better at than you at HSC. I know where in your league when it comes to trade disputes. It are people who specialize in private sector, it has people who specialize in government. It has
I mean,
people
employment law.
in terms of employment law. So I might be solid in HSC, you know, but I can't hold a candle to you in trade disputes.
Not trade disputes, because HSC may have trade disputes.
No, you have HSC trade disputes. What I say is I'm very strong in HSC oriented trade disputes.
So say employment law or industrial relations.
No, we say in industrial relations, but there's a branch of industrial relations where I'm strong. There's a branch of industrial relations where I'm not as good as you. So what I'm saying is, if you and I, using the same tools, I still have an uphill battle against you because you have insight I don't have. You have experience I don't have. You have relationships I don't have. You understand? You have exposure I don't have. So the AI will respond to you in a different way it will respond to me. Now it doesn't say that I cannot close that gap with the AI's help, you know. But the bottom line
No, but
is,
then again, at the end of the day,
yes,
even though the AI writes your submissions and that kind of thing for you,
yeah,
you had to go and argue your matter.
No,
in
the
court.
AI doesn't write his submissions for you,
Oh,
sir.
it doesn't. Okay.
The
What-
person
no,
who
but
write
it-
who
but it-
writes his submissions is you.
Okay, all right. So what the AI will do? Just do research
The
everything.
AI doing the putting in the elbow grease.
Mhm.
Yeah, it will draft
So
something.
it will go into the whatever law reviews or whatever
Yeah,
cases
law
and
review-
find all the cases.
Find
and
all the
thing
cases. It will cross-reference the data. It will tell you what the disconnect between two cases is. If two people make a statement and one person say 3 and one person say 2, if you have 25 statements to review, no. Are there any disparities here where person A said this, person Y said this, person X said this? Which one lying? Were we mistaken? What do you think? So your ability now to cut through that data, what would have taken you weeks, maybe months, would take a couple hours. And anything that could be done on a computer at this stage could be done by AI agents. So now the heart of it is, now that you have all of this computing power, you have all of this analytical power, the key in it is now, how do you as a senior Matheson take this superior information and make an unassailable case for your clients, or point out that, listen,
So-
or they actually have a problem here.
So now with that kind of information,
Yes.
I don't need a researcher.
No.
I don't need a drafter.
No.
I don't need none of them things.
No.
So
One man army.
so one man army now.
One man army. You don't even need to be on the computer working. You tell the computer now, in the age of these AI agents, the folder for such and such is on such and such. Do research and advise me on how to proceed. Take as much time as you need. And you go and sit down in the pool. I hope that people start visiting Ecstasy on the Hill soon.
Don't say that the test started.
It is start yet. And you know what? Tomorrow morning, whenever you look there, your job now is to review what is already, if there are 25 documents that make up that pack, all 25 documents of those documents are in full draft. So now your situation is not writing, your situation is reviewing. And you don't even have to now edit those things by hand if you don't want to. It's a matter now of, there's an inconsistency between this and this. This case law is not correct, double check it and do this. You have to check every element of this, because you have to remember, and we do this in our AI trading. AI is lie. Outright lie. AI's job is not to give you the correct answer. It is to give you a answer. AI does not replace knowing what you're doing and having the skills in what you're doing.
Right, and that's what we want to get. Because at the end of the day, people must know it can't replace real intelligence.
It does not. It
Right.
does not. It does not.
And it work on a bank of information,
Mhm.
right? A capacitous reservoir of information, I want to say.
Mhm.
The bigger the bank is, the more accurate the information will be. So which is why I say things like AI will go faster in places like China and that kind of thing than anywhere else, because there are more people and there are more resources that have more everything to be able to create a bigger bank now.
Mhm.
And except that everybody using all the information from all over the world. So DeepSeek will have all of what ChatGPT
yeah,
will have,
yeah.
and the same. And they easy to get everybody data.
Let me tell you something I do sometimes when I have something important to do. I do something called a red team strategy. I will start off with one of my tools. Let me say ChatGPT. And me and ChatGPT talk out an issue and they give me a first draft of the solution. I will feed that solution to Claude and tell Claude, take the position of the person who's against this and tell me everything you go in and do to dismantle what it is it's going to do.
You know how much do you know how
Yeah.
much do that?
No, I
Put
have.
some ideas there.
No,
Put some
listen.
ideas
I
there.
have 3 AIs, and I just put them to fight right through. Right through. It reached a point now, I don't even like manually put them to fight. I set up, I make each one of them an agent, give them an issue, and let them fight it out. And I just go and sleep. This is where the technology is here. And when it is that people who have, and we, people like me and you, Senior Matheson, have the unfair advantage. Because we remember what it was like to sit down and read a book. We remember what it was like to go and learn something the hard way because the judge balled we up.
But
You know?
all of this, what we're saying here,
Yes.
brings me back to the question I asked before. That gorilla effect question. If we are so advanced, and certainly AI is not something, right? AI is not something that is stagnant. It's very dynamic, right? What will happen in the next 5-6 years?
It's going to get more and more and more pronounced. We're going to have.
So then you will have a lot of people who didn't accept the mark of the beast,
So to
because I
speak.
call it the mark of the beast,
So to speak.
who, especially in places like Trinidad and Tobago, where we still thinking about analog everything, who will be left behind. But how do you accept that AI challenge to move to revolutionize your own system or your own way of doing things, and at the same time maintain that digital, that analog system that you had before?
You don't want to maintain the analog system you had before. What you want to do is take the advantages of experience.
Because most people might say, listen, I want to be able to, I want to be able to use my brain in the same way I was using it before. I want to be able to critically think through something without the help of the AI nonsense.
By all means, be able to do it. But I'll tell you something. Commercially speaking, you will never pick the secretary who is analog over the secretary who is AI powered. It is a business impossibility. I guess more on this after the break.
Yeah, so we are heading. This was a very interesting hour. It was very quick. And on the other side of this hour, we will certainly want to delve a little deeper into this, because, when we talk about where we need to go, where we need to take our young people, and I guess they will get there faster because they are living the system, they are living through the system, this era. I remember when I was growing up, we didn't have cell phones and that kind of thing, and now I could never see myself operating or living without a cell phone, right? We had the rotary phone, and then you want to call somebody, you had to go on a pay phone or something. But on the other side of the hour, we will certainly
We'll explore.
You've got bills to pay, and so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the street 919 FM.
What are you doing? Big D, big fun, KFC, so we big on the ground. The big nation, cause you don't know we where the crown. Say what you want, KFC, so we lead in front. We are big nation, TNT and KFC, one motion.
Come to KFC, let we all have fun, and let we join together because KFC is life. It's a big D.
Say what you want, KFC, so we lead in front. We are big nation, TNT and KFC, one motion.
Aye, water is life. Don't waste it. Don't waste it. Don't waste it. Any little leak, we go fix it. We go fix it. We go fix it. So anyway you see a leak, the number to call is 800
500-4426 and report the leagues. Iwer, George and Watson say, join the evolution to save water. Water is precious. Every drop of water counts.
This message is brought to you by the Water and Sewerage Authority.
Join us.
Strictly local radio show, blazing the best positive hits out of TT. Hottest radio show.
Welcome. You are now locked in.
Every Saturday, 6 to 8 p.m., blazing the very best in Trinbago music and more, sending the heartbeat of the Twin Islands straight to the world.
This service is a massive communication product that aims to provide a new media platform for local TT entrepreneurs.
You're now locked into one of the hottest radio shows. Send us your voice notes or call in live and rep your district. Whether you're in East, West, North, South, or Sweet Tobago, this is your show, your sound, your culture. Hottest radio show. Strictly local, hosted by the one and only DJ Flex 868. Don't miss it. Every Saturday, 6 to 8 p.m. Only on the streets 91.9 FM. The vibes, the culture, the sound of Trinbago.
We blaze all the best in TT. Hashtag rep your district.
Wrap up your Thursday the right way. Twister Thursdays. 2 twisters for just $54.95. Loaded, saucy, finger licking good. One bite and you know it must be KFC. Order now. Follow KFC Trinidad and Tobago WhatsApp channel for all the deals.
Hi there, I'm Lester Suglal, inviting you to join me on the first, second, and third Saturday, 8:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. for the program Slow Gospel Music, and on the fourth and fifth Saturday from 8:30 p.m. for an extended version of Slow Gospel Music on Street 91.9 FM.
Is a whole lot of flavor wrapped up in a twist. Some of them try to rap, but they don't rap like this. With crispy KFC tenders and lettuce and carrots and shredded tortilla embedded, perfect wherever you headed. Dripping with that creamy mayo and that mambo sauce. Let me tell them one more time to get my point across. It's a craveable, crunchable, movable, functional, flavorful meal that your taste buds must endorse. KFC, crunch twist, crunch twist. None of them, they don't make them like this.
Introducing KFC's Crunch Twist, a flavorful wrap with a delicious difference for just $29.95. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iwer George on Instagram. Share the live. Iwer TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Yes, listeners, we are back, and after paying our bills, and before we went on the break, we were having a very interesting discussion. It emanated from the question of how do we educate our people, and my co-host was saying that one of the better ways, or the way we should be going, is the way of digitizing the system, so it will save parents a lot of money with school books and that kind of thing. Of course, my argument was that that somewhat creates a browsing culture with students, and there are research to show that. But then we veered into the question of AI and the AI revolution, and I was playing devil's advocate, and I was saying that I was using the gorillas as a species or an evolution trend, citizen or people. Man would have evolved as a species, if you look at Darwin's theory and that kind of thing, evolved from the gorillas and that kind of thing. And what the gorillas might be saying now, the fact that we are so technologically advanced, and at the fall of a pin, we can eradicate or take out all the gorillas. We can make them extinct. And the same thing with the AI. AI is an evolution of our brain, our intelligence. This is artificial intelligence. Our intelligence harnessed and put in one system which has a capacitous reservoir of information harnessed from our own intelligence all over the world, and now put in robots and that kind of thing, who can now just switch us off. And maybe we at some point in time we might be like the gorillas, saying the same thing that the gorillas might be saying to themselves now. I don't know what is your opinion on that. We had a very interesting discussion on it, and we went on to my co-host went on to show how AI could benefit us in the workplace. Of course, it would make a lot of persons, a lot of people redundant. I would like to hear what you have to say. You joining the discussion. Our phone lines are 342-0081, and you can WhatsApp call us and 4665391. This is a very nice discussion to have, because with everything we talk here, there are downsides and upsides. There are advantages and disadvantages, depending on how you see it. And it is it will be very interesting to hear what is your take on the discussion we were having, because this is, for some people, this is existential. And for some other people, you have a situation where people are making a huge amount of money on people on your inactness. Good evening, caller.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Yes, good evening.
One of the things I see in with this AI, everything have a good and a bad, and one of the disadvantages I find is that you have now where the not so educated could play educated in society.
But that's the benefit of AI.
Right. So you have individuals.
Well, not necessarily, because I mean, you hear what my other co-hosts say about that. I mean, you have to harness it.
Well, what we're seeing right now in the parliament, we have people in the parliament that not so educated, but they could use a computer. And all they have to do is type in what is the solution for this. And they come now and present this as theirs. And we have a very large unsuspecting population. And they will automatically think, oh my God, he is so great. He have all the ideas. He's so intelligent. And this man is misleading the population, right? And that is very dangerous, because we will elect fools into power.
So you could have a lot of intellectual dishonesty.
Very much so, very much, and many of them used it to get where they are. We in a society now where a lot of loudmouths on the radio could become a politician, like Zelensky. He acting, and now he become the ruler. Because he could act, he could put on a mask for every situation. And
You're
that
correct.
is very, very dangerous.
You are so correct. And that is, I mean, you wouldn't get far with that though, because, I mean, at the end of the day,
come on, man. You become a minister in a ministry and you get far? You have access to contract and kickbacks. You reach far? We're using that type of smart manism. Come on, man. Come on, Matterson.
Yeah.
I like to talk the ground talk. I don't like to talk the fancy talk and thing. I like to talk the reality, how wicked men will use this to swindle the population, and that is man's nature. And we have politicians right now on both sides using AI and producing Facebook posts. So they look into the masses, they look like, this is the man we want. Oh gosh, so you know how long we want a man like this yet? Let me give you a vote. And they don't know, they're putting a dummy.
You know, when I was at university, right? All my stays at university, we had something called Turnitin, right? And it means you do an intellectual paper, you have to pass it through Turnitin. And Turnitin will tell you what percentage of it is authentic or what percentage of it, you know. So your work had to be above a certain percentage of your own work. I was told recently that even that could be fooled with AI, right? Because you could take some AI paper or something and use another AI to make it original.
Of course, each AI they counter how to say they counter each other. You understand? So and they even tell you this information may not be true because at the end of the day, it's a man behind this process. You know? No matter how electronic and how much information we pack in.
Well, it's not so much man, it's men, it's people. Because
Well,
what it is really,
man as a,
what it is really is data mining, is harnessing data from all over the world and information. So in Trinidad, all the information from.
Isn't the name for that technology Google?
Well, yeah, but this is a step above that. This is smartening up the edges. I can understand that. But even all the apps and the AI apps and each will give you, if you're typing 3 apps the same question, you'll get 3 different responses. So it's not very accurate, and you could check. You could double check it.
So back to my point. I only have one point. It is that wicked, deceitful men will use AI to seem as the savior of society. And this is one of the most dangerous precedent could be set. It's already in the parliament, and we only could go downhill from there. I'll listen off this.
Very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Very interesting contribution. But it is real. I mean, with everything. No, he's not really an AI skeptic. He's saying how some people are using AI and willing to use AI to project themselves as what they may not be. But that's a given.
AI help for that?
Huh?
They don't need AI help for that.
Well, you heard what the caller said?
Well, I hope.
And I guess he was talking about somebody specifically. But the thing is, AI could be used in ways that may not necessarily be good.
Yes.
For systems and society and that kind of thing.
Absolutely correct.
And that's one of the downside of, what we are looking at as.
You know what the downside to doubles is?
Belly pain.
The doubles will hurt your belly. Yeah. You know the downside to pepper is? Downside to water?
Okay.
Everything have a downside.
Callers, you can call us on 342-0081 or 466-5391. We are having a discussion here. Very interesting discussion, and you know where it emanated from. It emanated from the need to change the education system, or to not change it, but to
allow it to be changed.
I wouldn't even say change, but we need to revolutionize to some extent how people learn. But as we know, people learn differently, and some people will always want to revert back to the analog, like myself. I want to be able to critically think through this. And while I am seeing what AI is saying, I want to look at this 360. I want to see all the sides of this.
You should.
Right? So the thing is, but there are people who are lazy, and I was giving the caller the analogy of at university we had Turnitin, and Turnitin allowed you to compare your authentic work, or what should have been authentic work to what they have on the system, and that's a kind of AI system too, because
it is an AI system.
Because that is,
and you know what? they don't even bother to do that again. You know why? It is impossible for Turnitin to catch an AI fluent person.
Right. So this is what I'm saying. I'm just saying
Yes.
that I was told
Yes.
that there are systems, and it might be unfortunate which is why you really need to change the way we this exams thing and this thing with people, right? We have to universities have to move away from that kind of exam thing and paper thing and that kind of thing, because if you have systems like these which could fool the system now, then you don't have to go to university again. You could just
absolutely.
You could just write a paper for you, and that is unfortunate.
Correct.
But what we're saying is the way you tell or examine true intelligence is to let people do things practically. Let them build something for themselves. Let them analyze something for themselves.
Yes.
Right? As opposed to an exam or a paper or that kind of thing.
Correct. We're not hitting the nail on the head, man.
Right? So because certainly these systems are designed to fool all those traditional checks that you had in the past.
Correct. Quite correct.
So you really can't examine true intelligence by those old systems.
You could examine true intelligence by testing true intelligence. And in a world where I don't have to appear busy, or I don't have to appear smart, or I don't have to prove that I knew this before I let AI tell me what it was. The question is, can I win the case? Can I build the thing? Can I sell the thing?
So
can I come up with original thoughts?
So the question will be, it's not even original, the question will be, who could take the AI and put it in a way how you can actually solve real problems?
The future belongs to the problem solvers. And the problem solvers are the ones who are going to be using AI. You can solve a problem as fast as somebody who's using AI, even if you versus somebody's equal skill and stature to you. But that person using AI and you not using AI, they will lap you every day and twice on a Sunday. The only thing you're beating them with is experience and wisdom. And that you're taking away from the benefit of that when you're not using AI. So all somebody have to do is be 25% as smart as you, but 500% faster than you. Who the client going by? We still wear wisdom, But what you could do in a month, a man doing in 10 minutes.
You're making a good point, boy. And you're frightening a lot of people.
Into action, I hope.
Well,
into action, I hope.
Not me. I passed that stage, but
good man.
You're scaring a lot of people. Call us 466-5391 or 342-0081. Call us. We value your call. Call us. We want to hear what you have to say about all of this. Because this is certainly serious. But it brings me back to that same gorilla situation. I like to use that analogy. Right? That is serious.
It is.
So who has, the greatest AI thought? I'm talking about the engineers, people who put in, who harnessing, who data mining, who doing all the different things, and who monetizing these kind of situations.
They're in trouble too.
Right? Forget about the trouble. But the people who put in these things in robots and allowing them to do so. I tried to clean my pool when I set it up.
Why would you do that?
Just now, listen to what I'm saying. Because, water, I get some trucks to fill my pool. And the water come out brown. So when everything's settled in the bottom and the pump and everything and the filtration system and through the whole system, the water get clear, but you see all these sediments in the bottom. So you had a vacuum in the pool, right?
Yeah.
So it have a rod with a hose that you put in the vacuum, and it will take like hours to vacuum that whole pool and do that thing. But I went online
Oh, you
and
see the crawler?
And I saw a robot.
You saw the crawler?
Yes, I got one.
Yes.
Because that will clean your pool in a few...
Taking away people's food.
In a half an hour.
Senior matter? So you're taking away people's food.
In a half an hour, that will clean your pool.
You could pay a man $500 to vacuum your pool for
Right.
you. Why you go buy a robot? Pa?
Here the greatest for that.
Yeah.
You'll already be there when you're doing it.
Of course not.
It will come out of the pool, go back
And
on the
pack up and charge.
pack up on the charging port.
Yes.
And come back in when you could control it on your phone too.
Yeah.
And it will go, and it then just cleaning the bottom of your pool, and it's
Walls
cleaning
too.
all the walls, everything.
Yeah.
Amazing. And you ain't had to tell it where it does it, know everything.
Yeah.
That is where we are going. So you see when people out of a job there, right?
And my thing now, especially in our economy, there are too many people who believe they are owed an opportunity to earn a living doing nothing. Somebody will be vexed to just say that. Some people feel they owed a cash work. Some people feel they owed a waka a lawnmowing work. Some people believe they owed a mason work.
But you know, as I say, cash out. You know that same thing with cleaning your pool.
Yeah.
It have one to cut your grass.
Of course.
It have one to cut your grass.
Of course. So you know what? And you know, I remember as a youth, not a youth, as a child in Point 14. It used to armies and men coming out in the morning with the file and the swiper. They used to sharpen it till it thin so. And every day, 20 man, 30 man, 40 man to clean down grass inside the refinery and going up the road. And then waka became commonplace.
And Lord, more thing.
2 man whackering what 20 man used to cut in the 80s. So now that we don't need no man to whacker it, what are we doing? Do those people need to evolve? They do. They absolutely need to evolve. Have we seen it in Hilo already? Not Hilo, Massey. And Massey have self-checkout now?
Well, that a long time. I saw that for the first time in the US in the early 2000s, and it was there even before that.
So is this then a case for...
So that is like 20 something years ago.
So is this a case of hold back technology to preserve jobs, or enable technology and let people develop themselves into higher functioning versions of themselves?
Let's take this call. Good evening, caller.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you?
Now, I told somebody that up to this morning. There's a restaurant. Mr. Matterson, I could buy a remote control lawnmower now and eliminate the whack-a-man. I saying down here, and not an AI one, a lawnmower that looks like a mini excavator.
Yes.
I could sit down here and I could send that almost 2 miles down the road. Turn it around, angle it. Yeah, just a remote control lawnmower could be big as a tractor or small as an average lawnmower.
I saw them on the China shopping.
I saw a restaurant flipping burgers in America right now. Getting workers for them kind of thing is hard. I saw a restaurant that was created totally, what they call it, autonomous. All you have to do is pull up, one person, pull up, put all the stocks that is required by each individual and turn them on. A man pull up by the window, he places an order, the machine takes his order, and by the time he reaches by the window, the burger is flipped, put in a bag, and he swipe his card and he receive nobody but the 1 or 2 person to keep restocking the burgers, the fries, and whatever is required.
I saw better than that. I saw an autonomous robot, a real woman, looking like, and you could actually change it to a black woman, a whatever woman.
I saw one this morning on where they're trying to teach it, where they dance. They put on one hip hop music and they're dancing, but that's some stairs.
This thing in your house. doing all your work that a maid will do, everything will do.
Yeah.
Taking care of a child, everything, you know.
Right now, Elon Musk put the shares what is the name of that company that he has just put thing on the moon now? Because there is no NASA again.
X?
So Elon Musk take X. Right now, you could go and buy shares for X on the stock market. This same AI business that we're talking about, Elon Musk had a company that created part of that, right? And they were supposed to be doing this thing more or less without making money. The people that he gets involved with created another, make AI more or less what it is, and decide to charge a fee. He take them to court just last week and lost the matter because here they say the company is still a non-profit organization, you know, but here we go on. This section of the company still decide to generate some kind of money. So that argument you have, they lost. We are behind. This whole war is see chum. You feel chum sit down and all them people they see that they may need that again. Them don't analyze this place for 20 something years. Them just put in the data and them tell them exactly which part of bomb and who to bomb and what to do. And the thing take off and go and hit at the target that it's assumed is supposed to be the target. That is what we reach to, Mr. Matters.
And that is why I was talking about the guerrilla, the guerrilla effect, the guerrilla phenomena in all of this.
How do you advance the human race in a sort of technology system like that? Well, if you replace these humans in these restaurants, what are they supposed to do now?
You want the answer?
Yes, please.
So do you want the answer?
I would like to. Let me see if we're on the same page.
Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean, and this has been my call since the beginning of this AI journey in 2022. Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean need to make it a deliberate agenda to upskill its people, to not have a fearful relationship with the technology developments, and to develop our sovereign use of our technology to serve the interests of our Caribbean civilization.
You see,
we have to find our way to excel in the age of technology, because not saying no thanks to the technology is not an option.
I agree with you, you know. But here what I decide to sell the CARICOM as. Any part of the world you go, you can get that. There are people who want to leave their cell phone home, leave their pager home, and come in a place where they could relax. I must be able to still give you that. But the human beings that I have working for me must be able to use that level of technology to improve their skill and improve the service that they are giving. That is the problem. How do you advance a group of, because up to now we talk about first world country, but we are still somewhat behind time.
Far behind.
So how do you explain to a society now that is far behind that, hey, you 20 years behind, this is way. So unless we don't start to train the young children that we have in school that is more advanced than me and you with technology, unless we don't see, otherwise we can't create an next Elon Musk.
Because, caller, I feel one day some politician will wake up, or some new group of politicians will wake up and say, here what, man, you see this productivity thing? We feel productivity is our real problem. And here what? Let us employ the use of AI to do everything WASA doing. Yeah.
But
I looked at just now, and I want to make a comparison. Because I look at a man working, doing the same thing a man, 20 men doing in WASA today. Today I passed a backhoe man, a truck man. The truck man sit down in the car sleeping. 3 men sit down drinking something like scotch or some stand-up drink, and 2 men digging a hole and a backhoe man and whatever.
Waiting for them to turn off the water for the pressure to fall.
And what I'm saying is, you look at that same job in the US, you'll see one man with a truck, nobody, one man with something hooked on like a little excavator in the back of it, and everything on that truck, and he will go and he will fix whatever. He come out, he do whatever, and he fix it and he gone. And I'm sure they'll be moving further than that with AI and that kind of thing.
Before TSTT became TSTT, was telco. We have some cable that is run underground. The first time I saw a left-hand drive van was a company came to Trinidad and Tobago and run these cables. I think they were Filipinos that years ago, underground. In them time, one man driving the van, Mr. Matterson, he have an umbrella, he goes down in the hole, do he had to do, and the next one up the road that they pulling. One group of people. When TSTT or Telco went to do the same job, it's 20 men.
Mm-hmm.
And we hired a company and we observed that 5 people could run cable all over Trinidad and Tobago in a couple of months. But again, the union is part of the problem, Mr. Matterson.
Correct.
If the union doesn't drive to make the in Trinidad and Tobago, no government institution that has to generate anything is profitable. Because we continue to rely on a subsidy from the state until these organizations like WASA, TNTEC, and I with the UNC anyway. That is where this administration taking us presently now. That although 51% at TNTEC is government owned still, but it's probably one of the still best run institutions because of that. We sold out that how many years ago, and we remain with 51% of the shares in order to keep majority. But watch at TNTEC. TNTEC will have a truck for nearly 20 years. WASA can't do that. The police service, well, worse. So it all comes down. Look at simple thing. Caroni, this is not the first time Caroni. It's all PLM closed down Caroni. Caroni was closed down by Tate and Lie. Workers, Pandey made noise then. Workers get money then. And then the government decided what was going on. And we can't say no all them people, you know. We feel sorry. We didn't look for a private entity and because Tate and I left because it was non-profitable, that's all. Mm-hmm. That's the reason why Tate and I left. We got involved in it and still didn't make it profitable. And when we close it down now, we still had to pay people and then get them land and all kind of thing. Same thing happened with, I see the people who was working Petrotrin now making noise because there was promised land by the PNM government and they didn't get the land yet. And so until how what do you tell a man that's saying you might buy Petrotrin and I'm going to put 5 robots? The union jumping out and make noise, oh, you go out, that man go see about himself. And I could remember we used to make tires right here, Mr. Matters. We had a company called Dunlop. And because of the union, Dunlop leave and we started bringing foreign news tires and we don't know what to do with it now. Dunlop that man lighting fire all about and killing out half our Port of Spain. Because we don't have a vision. Our society do not have a vision for itself. Where do we? It's like I keep telling them. In my community, I want to see. I have a school, and in fifth standard, if it have 3/5 standard in that class in that school, I want to see every year. If my pass rate was 10%, I want to see every year that the teacher could tell me I've improved the system. So I won't be creating the same people with this level of education and we're not going anywhere, Mr. Matterson. There is no standard set, no way to say this where we want to be in the next 2 years. None. So we go get AI. The people who get AI go outsmart we, continue to outsmart we. All we're doing is creating conmen with AI now. That's all. The people who are supposed to be intelligent to understand how to work among the system when it hits them, we're not being trained in that sense, know how. We're learning how to use it to outsmart somebody. Instead of we learn how to use it to create something else to make money for myself. How do you train a society? As you just outlined, if I want my license and I don't know somebody and make a link up. Because this is how our society was how to put it.
And
everybody know everybody.
And that is unfortunate because with that kind of society, certainly will remain.
Mr. Matterson. Until somebody has the testicular fortitude to say what you just say, who's going to bell the cat? Enjoy the evening.
Yeah, thank you. Sayanos.
Yes, sir. What do you think?
Well, I mean, the caller is right. I mean, I like to, you see, solutions, I like to take what we see and show how we could revolutionize that situation using it as a revolutionize that situation with the solutions that we bring before the table. The only thing I still have the same question, you see, because at the end of the day, if we have robots doing everything,
yes,
and we can if we are in a situation where we have robots doing everything, thinking for us, doing everything, then what will be what need? What would be what would be our need? We become like how Dubai was.
Somebody was saying the same thing. The first day they see somebody back up, take a walk off the van. Somebody was saying the same thing. What we do? The first day somebody pull up with a van, when a man now jump out off a mule. Oh God, they will kill me. What man supposed to do this?
But how much mule you know it have around now?
None.
Right.
So our people.
How much mule you know it have around now? Say that again. None.
None.
Right. So that's what I'm talking about.
So what I
say
say
when I talk about the gorilla.
So what I say is
about.
those people didn't evolve.
Okay.
Think about it.
But what happened to the mules?
The mules doing what mules do. Nothing wrong with being a mule.
Okay.
Yeah, but I can guarantee a man who looking to pull some scrap iron, he looking for a van, he looking for a mule. The mule probably have a better quality of life now.
The mule have a better plenty grass and that kind of thing.
Yes.
What about the man who might be looking for a job and didn't revolutionize, didn't take advantage of what's happening? What will he call this? He would call this
an
beast.
extinction level event.
Huh?
Anybody refuses to evolve will consider what is going on now
will be like the cemetery.
It's an extinction level event. So everybody have to find their place. Because it's not only for the small men, you know. Attorneys.
Everybody. Caller. Oh, yeah. Yeah, sorry. I lost that caller there.
That's okay. I'm sure they will call back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
everybody, attorneys, accountants, engineers, it's not manual labor, it's not cashiers. You understand? Everybody needs to redefine how they earn and how they define their value. And you willing to pay, Mr. Matheson? I would say that you cannot really speak about hiring a proper admin for less than $35 an hour.
Let me take this caller. Caller.
Mr. Matheson, then I would be like the mule. Then I would become the mule. Because the car that I have now can't tell me not going to town. But the car that the AI have, if I wake up in the morning and say I'm going to Port of Spain and the car say, no, I'm not going to town, he will not start and he will not move. Because somebody tell the car that this morning Harry is not to move. So I will become the mule. How do I counteract something that I created now dominates? Right. Because the car that I create now from the mule does not dominate my society, you know. AI is.
That is exactly the moral imperative.
Yes, so the way I'm saying, I have no space to find. I have no space to find. Because you know what's going on? AI now would judge me based on my intellect. So what the Hindus call it? Hindus have a caste system. AI will identify me by a caste system based on my intellect, my this. Then I may have an option. If we could improve the AI, we could improve this, then you have an option to move on. Other than that, you stay as a basic human. So here we're going on. I will send milk and water. Just like how we does inject an animal now. The same mule, we does inject him and give him thing to keep him alive. You will pass and take a tablet. And that tablet gain tea, breakfast and dinner. Because I have no use for you. That is where we reach into. The man who had the money, I fed up talk to the union. Right, so I get a ton of robots. Simple. Everything. I will become the mule. But whether I'm going to be a smart mule or not. So you see this thing where they are a matrix? Alright, and we living in the matrix. It's early evening.
What's the thing on that?
So we continue to have, and we will continue to have, this division in society. And it's an important division. Because you have people for cultural or generational or whatever issues.
People had decided to think drunk or sober.
Mind your business.
business.
The bottom line. That is the bottom line.
Otherwise, you'll be left behind.
Mr. Matterson, if it has an opportunity, for those who don't know, Mr. Matterson is one of the better industrial relations consultants on the landscape. In my humble view, one of the solid ones. Mr. Matterson, if you, for the rest of your career, believed for a second that technology was compromising your ability to earn as a premier IR consultant in this market, you wouldn't allow your career and your market positioning to be eroded by technology or somebody using technology. You would make sure that you continue to position your business. And if you didn't believe that, then you would not do the courses you did. You would not go to the conferences you went to. You would not do the work you went in the places that you did it. You continually position yourself in a changing marketplace to be at the tip of the spear. And that is why, I mean, anybody who's ever tried to hire Mr. Matterson will tell you he's not known for his affordability. Yeah, he's not known for his affordability. He's a very good consultant in his church suit.
Well, I mean,
yeah,
you have to.
You have to. So the point I'm making to you is that you have to mind your business. I have now transitioned because I felt like what I was doing before wasn't the best form of business where I want to go in this environment. I changed my business, I changed my industry. There are other people, for instance, like, you know, graphic artists have been terribly affected. Now every graphic you see for a thing, I see several ads on showing on our...
I mean that's serious because, I mean, a man could, AI could watch you and paint you.
Correct.
And make the same thing an artist might...
In a second.
In a few seconds.
In a second, yeah. In 8 seconds, in 1 second, you thing up. So, where for the people who used to make graphics for a living or make video for a living,
yeah, they're in trouble.
well, they're not really in trouble if they understand that what they're really selling is not a graphic or a video. That is the problem right there. It have a lot of people who want to be still being well paid for the skills or the output of the recent past.
But even myself, I have up my ante too. I mean, what you was telling me there just now, I mean, while I may use some of the technology to some extent, if I could monetize that,
yeah,
and save time and get more sleep, because I'm up sometimes all night.
Correct.
Get more sleep and that kind of thing. I live a better quality life.
That's correct.
And still make the same money or more.
And perhaps run a better business. Perhaps run a, because remember the customer is not interested in the working. The customer is interested in the win. They're interested in the outcome. How do we...
Just now you might have AI caught something too.
Why are you laughing?
No, seriously.
Wait. Just so you know, there are AI parliaments being experimented with in the world, and there are AI courts being
I saw that, but was it France? Somebody... one of them have a minister of AI or something like that.
Apart from a minister of AI, there are experiments with AI-powered governance. Let me take people out there and
you see, that when I talk about it, that is one of the effects of that.
Yeah.
Because if you are willing to give up that kind of liberty, then you give up everything I did.
But what if your quality of life gets so much better? Because
better.
AI running your country.
So, okay. All right, okay.
Yeah. What if crime goes away?
Well, certainly.
640. 640 just now.
Just now. We can talk about that. You see crime? I want to talk about crime and AI. Because imagine you have a business place.
Yeah.
You don't have no security, but you have an AI system.
Yeah.
Who could scan everybody brain, scan everybody who coming in there, who know what you're going to do, and zap you. Or zap you before you do it. Right?
It kind of already exists. Not that it's zapping you, but it kind of already exists.
Or disarm you before you reach.
Well, it kind of already exists.
And lift you by your foot and hang you by your foot and let for the police to come for you.
It kind of already exists. It kind of already exists. So, there's a South African firm. I have a little bit of experience in
I can see the Israelis doing something like that.
South Africans doing it with. They have a rubber bullet machine gun. You drop that up there. And they whitelist everybody who's supposed to be in the yard. Mattison's supposed to be here, Gerard's supposed to be here, Rollock's supposed to be here. Once you know that whitelist pass, bullet. Give you one warning. If you hit that one balance, and no human in sight. And I'm not talking about no machine gun like this, like a whole big can sword rubber bullet. And a gun sword tracking it. Shots and it don't miss none.
That's what you will come in. We need systems like that in Trinidad.
No, and that wasn't that long ago. That was before AI. That system was before AI.
No, but I know that they're exploring some. I think it's about company. I'm trying to remember the name of the company in the US that the Congress had blanked. Well, Trump and they had blanked before. And now they're afraid that the technology is transferred to places like China and that kind of thing. So they want to reintroduce it.
That is why I was watching the time. I want to raise it.
Mm-hmm.
I have been an activist for responsible AI adoption and also the rights of humans in the age of AI. And something I was always afraid of and I thought I would not live to see. I already seen it. AI in warfare.
Right. Yes.
Unrestricted AI in warfare. So the Chinese, you will never, ever, ever invade China. Ever. Because all they will do is let go all the AI dog.
Mm-hmm. I saw them.
Yeah.
I saw them. And the AI soldiers too. Robot soldiers.
Well, it have. So just in terms of we understand what's coming, Elon Musk is going public with his humanoid robots to be a helper.
No, but China, they exist in China already.
They exist.
I wanted to buy one the other day. I was exploring.
And they're relatively inexpensive.
Yeah.
About the cost of a car.
Yeah.
You have something cooking for you, ironing for you.
Doing everything for you.
Correct. So what I'm saying to you is...
And you could dress it up to... I mean, they have add-ons that if you wanted to be a black woman or a Chinese woman or whatever, you have the add-ons and everything.
And one of the key elements that is already being explored is some of these robots have very strong sexual function.
Well, I'm not interested in that. I want a
you
real woman.
You are a real woman? I feel yeah. But I'm just saying to you that in the very near future, your sex doll will go out with you, will have conversations with you.
No,
and will make you very happy.
It have that already. Yes, what do you mean? That exists already. I was looking at it. That exists already.
I would not doubt. So what we're seeing is a real blurring of many lines that make some people from, and I mean I am from a slightly younger generation than you, but not much, will make people from our generation, early 80s, late 70s, mid 70s, and even a little before that. The world will not look like anything we know. And some of our young people are coming of age, they know nothing else. Mr. Matterson, you know what a rotary phone is?
That is, yeah, I know. But it's that people who never see that. Who
never,
don't even know
like, what you mean a rotary phone?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. You know that people don't know what a house phone is?
It's that people who don't know, well, that was the rotary phone. It's just an extension of that. But it's that people who don't know what is phone booth and thing.
Yes. Listen, I
talk about big people.
I kid you not. I know Mr. Matterson are in the medical field by extension these days, and I went by St. Clair Medical to do something fairly recently, and a child was walking in, and the child asked, "Mommy, what's that?" St. Clair still have a payphone by the door.
Mm.
Yeah, Mommy, what's that? That's a payphone. What do you mean a payphone?
Does it work? I mean, it's one that works.
That working payphone. I'm pay you 25 cents and make a call.
Serious?
Yeah.
I didn't know it had that exists in Trinidad still.
Yeah. If you look where, I mean, for me personally, if I see a payphone anywhere, I buy it. One time. I'll put that up in my room.
I have one of those antique phone, those Al Capone antique phone.
Yes.
I mean, in my office. But yeah.
Yeah. So we have to. So I don't want anybody to mistake what I'm saying here to say AI is universally good. It is not. I am not here to say AI is going to solve all the world's problems. I don't think that is true. I am thinking, however, that AI is as necessary and as inescapable as food, water, and air. And we have no choice but to find a way to integrate it into our lives and our businesses and our careers.
You know, I don't want to say this a lot, but the people who read Revolution and Revelation and the people who talk about who are Christians and that kind of thing will talk about this in a very different way. And
they might be right.
And they would refer to what we know in Revelation as the mark of the beast.
Mm-hmm.
And those who do not choose to participate, what kind of life they will be damned to.
You're using the right word, damned.
Yeah.
So current events at the moment, the French government is looking very seriously, and the Canadian government is looking very seriously at how they can decouple themselves from the U.S. system. Because an ICC judge is finding himself, he was sanctioned, and he's finding himself being locked out of this and locked out of that and removed from this and removed from that.
Yeah, because of the Israel, was it because of the Israel?
Yeah, Israel itself. And their position is, how could it be that we cannot observe our own justice? Because if the U.S. puts you on a particular list, you are removed from so many elements of global life. You can't spend your money, you can't travel.
And tomorrow I think I want to go back to a little geopolitics and talk about what's going on in Iran and the place the U.S. has found itself in. It's like no way out right now.
No way out.
They've played all their cards, and Iran have succeeded in really destroying the Americans' hegemony in terms of.
They have cards, but they can't play them.
They can't play them.
Yeah.
Right? It will be very dangerous. Right? So it will be very dangerous for the Middle East and Israel. And Iran has become so strong as a result of this whole war, because Iran, it is proven that they had underground tunnels below the mountains and that kind of thing. You could never get to them.
Not really.
Right? And
they
have
killed plenty of them.
They have missile systems and that kind of thing to destroy that could even reach America. No. I think Kim might have given them some ICBMs. And what Trump would have done, Trump and Netanyahu would have made the world so much more unsafe. But we are waiting to see. That is a topic for another discussion, and certainly it could occupy one of our hours, maybe tomorrow.
Yes.
But that is something very, very serious. This AI discussion, this is a discussion that I would certainly want to explore more, because this is also existential. And this is something that, if we could wake up people, and I know what some of maybe the Christians and that kind of, people deeply in Christianity and thing would probably have to say about it. But if people know what is coming and how things could look so much easier with the use of AI, but what are the dangers of it also? I know you don't want to talk about the dangers, but I seen some serious dangers.
No, they are absolutely dangerous, right? and they have to be dealt with straight on.
Yeah. So, in my opinion, there are serious dangers. There are serious, not challenges, but serious dangers, and that is in terms of liberty, in terms of how our world is going to change, and the access we will have to certain things. That to a large extent will be a problem, right? And that is our liberty right there.
Right.
So that is something we would certainly want to explore further. But people need to start, because we already have the infrastructure. We already have the infrastructure to a large extent. We already have the use of social media and everything, and that is really the catalyst, or that has become the catalyst to bring in or to usher in that kind of AI system into the world, and not just into the world, but into our lives and into our children's lives and that kind of thing. So if we use it and we use it wisely, then it will be very easy to utilize AI to make our lives better. What a nation like Trinidad and Tobago will obviously need to do is to use that to promote things like productivity and to promote a better life, or to create a better life, a better lifestyle, and better everything for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And that, to a large extent, is what could be down to the benefit, certainly, of AI and AI systems and these kind of systems. But if we have it and we are not using it, or if we have access to it, or we are exposed to it, and we're not learning or we're not using it, then certainly we will get past. We'll get run over.
Yeah, we will.
And that may not necessarily be a good thing for Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
Because everything is like, we take about 30, 40 years sometimes to reach the level of where developed societies are. And now, things are moving breakneck speed. We still fighting up and battling with crime and all these kind of little things and all these kind of nuances that if we probably embrace some of the technology, we embrace some of what is available, then it might be easier for us to move past that and move to the next level. So when I hear what you talk about the South African
canon
exploration in terms of thing, and we know about the company, I just can't remember the name of the company in the US that is using AI in warfare and that kind of thing.
No, remember they attempted to blacklist Anthropic the other day.
Right.
Because they were saying that they didn't want their technology used in warfare.
Right. That is the company.
Yeah.
But now Trump is trying to embrace them. The same thing like what he did with Elon Musk. And the thing is, that's serious. Because you could certainly use that kind of technology to deal with crime and criminality.
Certainly. But I see again the questions of liberty will come up again. Yeah, it is serious business. So I feel like it's one of those things that we have to continue to explore on an ongoing basis. And but make no mistake, we cannot pretend it doesn't exist. We can't pretend it's not happening.
So I think what is happening might sometime one day push us to the point where we might just probably say, look, listen, let's just go to that and start using it. Or somebody who is willing to belly cat.
Who is willing to belly cat, eh?
May come and say, listen, I am going to belly cat. And let me just take this. So, ladies and gentlemen, certainly we've run out of time. Tomorrow we will see you on another show.
Tune in to the Street 919 FM for Gospel in the Bone Ministry every Sunday from 7:05 a.m. to 8:55.